Today, boys and girls, we're going to learn how to use the OPAC that will help you find books in the library. To get to the OPAC, you have to go to lowlibraryweebly.com, and you can see it up here in the search menu. And once you find the library website, you just go down until you see where it has Library World. We want to click on the Low Catalog. And once we're in the catalog, we can just go home, and so we could start from the beginning. And we're going to look at how to find information. There are several ways that you can search. You can just do the general search. You can search by advanced search, and you also can search by simple. Today, boys and girls, we're going to learn how to look for words, books in the library, and library material that you can search using a simple search. So let's begin. Let's look for a book about chocolate. So we write the word chocolate in, and we decide that we want to find. We know that there is a book with the title that has chocolate in it, but we can't remember the exact title. So since that we're looking for a title, we click on titles, and the catalog will list all the books in the library that have chocolate in the title. And if we look at each book, we could see that each book has the word chocolate in the title. If we don't know of any books with the title chocolate in it, and let's say we just want to read about chocolate in general, we can do an all-word search. And then we can see that our 6 books went up to 13. So all books in the library that have chocolate somewhere in the record will come up. And what we can do is we can look up all these books and see if there's anything that we're interested in reading. If we want to learn a little bit more about the title, what we do is we click on the title itself, and it'll tell us a little bit more about the book. It'll tell us the reading level for the AR and how many points it's going to be. It sometimes will give us a little summary of the book, and here it says, instead of gold, everything John Midas' lips touch turns into chocolate. So we know it has something to do with the little boy touching things and making things turn into chocolate, so that sounds interesting. We look down on the bottom, we notice that the book is in. If it was not in the library right now, it would come up as out. We know that there's the call number, and it's F and then CAT. The F stands for fiction, and that would mean the book is a fiction book. And we locate it under the author's last name, CAT. And if we look up here, we notice that the author's name is Patrick Caitlin. So we know that this is the author's last name, and that's why CAT is written down here. It stands for the author's last name, the first 3 letters of it. And then we can go look for the book on the library shelf. If we want to look for another title, we just go back home and we go into another simple search. And let's say we know the author's name, and our friend maybe have told us a book, and maybe it's a book by Stilton. So we can look up the name, and we type the author's name in. So we're going to look for author, and we notice that there is a book by Geronimo Stilton, and it comes up, and we can go look for it on the shelf. The 1 stands for there is 1 library book owned, and then the other 1 stands for how many books we have out right now. So we know that we own 1 book and 1 is in, so we can go look on the shelf. Let's say that our teacher wants us to search and do a report on whales. So if we type in whales, we can actually go and do a subject search this time, because we want to look for whales in the library, any kind of books. So we click on the subject search, and we notice that there are 11 titles in the library, and we can see which one sounds interesting to us, and we can actually click on the different titles. This sounds funny. Do whales have belly buttons? Questions and answers. It kind of sounds silly. Let's see what this one's about. It says the summary: tells us provides answers to such questions about various species of whales and dolphins as do all whales have teeth? How long do most whales live? Why do dolphins whistle? And can dolphins save humans? Well, that sounds like a really interesting book, and it might be something that I might be interested in looking up for my report. And I can look for this at $5.99 BER. Now, what is that $5.99? Well, the $5.99 tells us that it's a nonfiction book. So this is a book that has facts about whales. It's not a story, so it's not fiction. So we have to look in the nonfiction section under $5.99. BER stands for the author's last name, again here, Melvin Berger. So you know that the BER is the author's last name, and we can write that down and look on the library shelves for the book. The last type of search you could do is all words. That means maybe a friend told you that there is a book, and it is something about penguins, but they don't remember if penguins is in the title of the book. They don't remember the author's last name, but they know that the book has something to do with penguins. So this time, boys and girls, what you would do is an all-word search, and you click on that, and we find all the books. And then hopefully your friend is around, and then they can point out which book they read, that they love, that they want you to read also. And they can help you figure out which book is the one they are thinking about. And if you notice there is 1 to 10, that means there's only 10 books on this page. If you want to go and find the rest of the books, because there's 15, we just use the little arrow, and it takes us to the next search. The last thing, boys and girls, I would like to show you on this page is that we can either look at the books by item, we can look by list, and we can look at it by shelf. Well, these books right now are listed like you would see on a library shelf, but if you list it by item, it gives you a little bit more information about the book right away. If we do the list, it doesn't give you as much information, but it does give it to you in a list form. So you have to decide when you're searching how you want to see the books when you're looking them up, and it's your choice. So you could either look for them by item, you can look for them by list, or you can look for them by shelf. And you can decide which way you would like to search. Well, boys and girls, that's how we search the library catalog using the simple search mode. Our next video will show how to look up things in the advanced mode. That's all for this time, boys and girls.